What is going on YouTube? Nexus TV back in another video today or tonight, wherever you are. Um so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna read the first 2 pages of the Lance. This is, you can see the title up there, Lance. And it's a kind of a book that I'm working on, and it's not really like anything official. It's just kind of to like show what happened to Lance after the identity reveal at the end of Far From Home. Um, and the book will take place over the span of many months, like in story wise, but we'll save that for later. So let's go ahead and let's get into the book. So, and of course I'm gonna have like a different voice because I'm trying to have like a more calm, more narrator voice for this. But you guys will understand. Chapter 1: Escape from New York, July 2024. Go. Lance has to hurry. Visions of the last few moments flash in his head. Him and Peter's identities getting revealed, and Peter swinging away from him without even looking back. Lance shakes the thought off his head, and he begins to swing faster. Now the memories from 5 years are flashing in his mind. Him and Natasha, the day he went to the Avengers facility and left the Spider Avenger suit there, everything that he can remember. Lance lands on the rooftop of Natasha's apartment that they both shared for 5 years. The apartment was given to Lance in 2022 so that in case the day comes where anything happens to her, Lance has a place to stay. Unfortunately, that day did come in October. In the process of finding the Infinity Stones so that the salvaged Avengers could restore the blip side of the population, Natasha was sacrificed for the Soul Stone. More memories flood back. Memories of October 2023. Lance walks toward the five original Avengers, the grieving 5 original Avengers, and brings down his helmet angrily. He targets Clint Barton, who was with Natasha when she sacrificed herself, who Lance also thinks got her killed. He grabs Clint by the neck and delivers a barrage of right hooks to his face, all while saying the words, "She was all I had, and you took her away from me," before being pulled away by Hulk Banner. Natasha was at that time all truly all Lance had, and he missed her, especially in a time like this. Lance snaps back to reality, and he realizes that he has to escape from New York. He enters his apartment through the unlocked window and takes off his new metal spider suit that he had created some days before alongside Peter when he created his new Spider-Man suit. He leaves the armored suit on a chair and speed walks to his room trying to pack his stuff and get out of the city. Lance turns on the TV while rushing around his house packing clothes and whatnot, and he hears a special report on the identity reveal. The reporter reiterates that the two Spider-Men quote-unquote killed Quentin Beck before one of the duo took the Edith glasses and executed a drone strike on London. Lance angrily watches the news reporter say this. His blood boils and he screams, "That's not how it happened at all," before he shoots his web at the TV, pulling the cord out of the outlet and shutting the TV off. Lance sits down and begins to cry out of frustration. He thinks about the charity event that Aunt May worked with the Salvation Army to set up to help victims of the blip. He thinks of when the blip first happened and Natasha came to his family's apartment that night and she took him in and saved him. Lance wipes the tears away. "I'm still a hero. I was the one who became the Metal Spider. I was the one who helped Sam and Bucky get the shield back. I was the one who was there to help take down Vulture. I was there to help stop Thanos," Lance says to himself, packing his suit in his bag. He takes one last look around his apartment and then grabs his keys. He runs downstairs and quickly opens the door to his car and gets in with his bag. Lance starts the car and adjusts his mirror, saying to himself, "Uncle Connor, I need some help." Lance's Uncle Connor died 12 years ago during the Battle of 2012. A car thrown by the Hulk had crushed him and killed him, but neither Hulk nor his family knew. Lance pulls out of his parking spot and drives off toward New Rochelle. And after his death, Lance's aunt converted the house into a staycation home for the rest of the family. Uncle Connor owned non-lethal weapons for self-defense, and Lance knew that. Lance knew that his uncle had some cosmetic upgrades for his suit as well. Lance had his plan. He had to get to New Rochelle, and quick. The only thing Lance knows is that they're going to be searching the city for a 5'11" male with a white, gold, and black armored spider suit. All while they're looking for that, he'll be driving out of town in a light blue 2021 Toyota Corolla hatchback driving toward New Rochelle. Page 2. No time to rest. Lance pulls into the driveway of the house. He quickly runs and unlocks the door, walking into the house. Lance looks around. It's clean, but no one has been there since the summer of 2017. Lance quickly runs upstairs to a door and finds a hidden key. Lance uses the key to unlock the door and sees a room with a small black case on a wooden table. He unlocks the case and sees an Enforcer brand stun gun with modified ammunition. The web shots. One shot and the cartridge will knock someone out on impact, similar to Natasha's Widow Bites. Lance looks down at the stun gun, examining everything about it. Lance put the stun gun and the modified cartridges back in the case, closes the case, and looks toward a shelf. He notices a black hooded scarf with a gold horizontal stripe along the base. Lance looks at the aforementioned scarf, remembering December of 2009 when his uncle wore this to take Lance ice skating. Lance snaps back to the present, holding the scarf tightly in his hands before putting it on his head and leaving the room with everything he needs. Lance quickly closes and locks the door and gets in his car to figure out his next move. I could find Sam. Could he help? Lance shoots down his own idea, realizing that there's no way for Sam to help. His mind immediately thinks of Bucky. Bucky. No, he's been pardoned. I can't bring him into this. Lance sits there, feeling hopeless, when suddenly he gets jolted by his ringtone. Lance looks at his phone and sees his mother, Lacey Davison's caller ID. Lance debates answering the phone and finally does. Lance, son, are you okay? Lacey asks worriedly. Lance answers with a calm, yes, Mom, I'm okay. Lance's mother tells him she knows what happened and tells him to come home and that they get through it. They all get through it together as a family. Lance immediately answers with a stern no, much to his mother's surprise. Lance mentions that he's an adult now and he can handle himself. Lance's mother tells him that asking for help isn't a bad thing, but soon after saying that, Lance says that he cannot return to Queens or New York City until either the heat goes down or until he can prove that the accusations against him and Peter are false. Lance then says, goodbye, Mom. Tell Anna and Dad that I love them. Lance hangs up the phone and throws it onto the passenger seat. He begins to weigh his options, wondering if any Avenger can help him. If only Mr. Stark was still alive, he'd clear all of this up, for Peter and I. Lance thinks to himself. He questions calling Rhodey for help, but he thinks of what Rhodey's current emotional state would be. No, not Rhodey. He probably is still in mourning and most likely has his own issues, Lance says to himself. After a few more minutes, he begins to actually think that there is truly no one to help him, but not before remembering someone. There's someone Lance had met 9 years ago in 2015 in his technology class. In third period, during 9th grade, Lance met a kid named Hiro Stajan, and they became good friends. When Lance wasn't with Peter, he was with Hiro. Hiro moved away in 2016 during the summer, but the two kept in contact. Luckily, Hiro lived northwest of Detroit in Oak Park, which is about a 9-hour drive from Lance. He decides to get some sleep and leave out at night. Lance heads back into the house and decides to sleep in an actual bed rather than his car, so Lance goes upstairs to the old room he always slept in. It felt smaller now. Lance sits on the bed, takes his shoes off, and gets comfortable in the bed, falling asleep. Moments later, Lance wakes up. He's underground and can feel water on and under his suit rushing all around him. It's loud and Lance can barely see anything. Lance looks around and realizes that's the wreckage of the Avengers facility and also realizes that they have just been attacked. He lifts a piece of building material off of himself, and Lance realizes that he might be alone, and should search around to make sure everyone is okay. Lance struggles to his feet, and that's when he notices how damaged the Spider Avenger suit is, but he ignores it. The suit is 70% nanotech. It can fix itself. Suddenly, Lance hears Banner's voice crackle through the comms in the earpiece calling for help. Mayday, mayday, we're on the lower level of the building. Does anyone copy? And then he hears him reiterate by saying, we're drowning. Does anyone copy? Mayday. Lance hears Scott's voice answer to Banner's call. I'm here. Can you hear me? Scott says. Lance hearing this all says, Banner, Scott, it's Lance. Don't worry, I'm on my way. But before going to find Banner, Lance thinks he sees a figure resembling Tony or Clint running off in the opposite direction. Lance assumes that whoever it is going to search around and make sure everyone is okay. Lance runs off toward Banner's location, hoping to meet up with him, Scott, and anyone else. So that is pretty much the first 2 pages of this book. And this is and by the way, pardon all the typos. I probably should have worked those out before I made the video, but I was really excited to make this video because I haven't made a Metal Spider video since the last Frost video I made, which was a couple months ago. And thing is that this is part of a new slate of Metal Spider videos that I'm going to be doing. And it's kind of like off-season videos to kind of like fill in some gaps here and there. And I'm really excited about this, to be honest. I really want to see this through to the end, and I'm going to end this video before it hits 10 minutes. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share, and Nexus TV out. Have a good day or night wherever you are.